It was a December morning in New York. Snow had started to fall, covering the city in a white blanket. Donald Trump, wearing a long black coat and a golden tie, was walking along Fifth Avenue. He had just returned from a meeting that morning, but decided to walk to enjoy the city's snowy charm. As he approached Central Park, a sound from a street corner caught his attention. The melody of a small music box echoed in the air, and a few people stopped to watch. On the corner sat a man in an old wheelchair. His jacket was worn, and his boots were full of holes. One hand held a trumpet, while the other displayed a sign that read, "Homeless, but not hopeless." Trump paused for a moment. The melody the man played resonated through the crowd, but no one seemed to truly care. This sight moved Trump. He approached the man and looked him in the eye. "Hello, what's your name?" he asked. The man slowly lowered his trumpet and looked up. When he recognized Trump, his eyebrows raised slightly. "My name is David, sir," he said. "Is there a problem?" "Quite the opposite," Trump replied, kneeling on one knee. "I noticed you sitting here and playing so beautifully. What happened? Why are you here?" David took a deep breath and began to tell his story. He had once been a trumpet player with the New York Philharmonic Orchestra. However, a car accident had left him paralyzed. The medical expenses had drained his savings and cost him his home. Now, he survived by playing music on the streets, trying to get by on a few dollars a day. Trump was deeply moved by David's story. After a moment of thought, he pulled out his phone. "Stay here," he said. "We're going to fix this." He called his assistant. "Margaret," he said, "find the nearest hotel and arrange for a doctor. David's situation is a priority." After hanging up, Trump turned back to David. "Be patient. I'm here to help you," he said. He bought soup and a sandwich from a nearby cafe and handed them to David. "While you eat, keep telling me your story," he added. David spoke about his passion for music, what he had lost after the accident, and how difficult it was to start over. His story was a reflection of resilience and survival. A short while later, a black SUV pulled up to the corner. The driver opened the door, and Trump helped David. "Let's get you to a better place," he said. The SUV drove to a luxurious hotel. The staff greeted David warmly. He was taken to a suite where clean clothes and a warm bed awaited him. Shortly after, a doctor arrived to examine him and offered advice on his recovery. Meanwhile, Trump's assistant Margaret had reached out to a foundation that provides support to artists. The Artists United Foundation specializes in helping struggling artists. The next day, a representative met with David to discuss housing, medical care, and ways to rebuild his career. David turned to Trump, his eyes brimming with tears. "Mr. Trump, you've changed my life. I don't know how to thank you," he said. Trump's response was simple. "There's one thing I'd like you to do, David. Someday, pass this kindness on to someone else. That's all I ask." That morning marked the beginning of a new life for David. As Trump walked back into the streets, he felt a quiet sense of fulfillment, knowing that a life had been changed. This story ends here, but the ripple effects of kindness can last forever. Don't forget to like the video, leave a comment, and subscribe to our channel. Stay tuned for more stories. Thank you.